Welcome back to another Pontiac video with a little bit of random and interesting thrown in. ShopDog says we're going to do another heat cycle real quick. So we just fired her up. We'll let her get warm again. So you can see she's warming up pretty quick. So that's not bad. But once again, like I said before, you notice the pulleys are all running nice and straight. The fan doesn't wobble in any way. I'm real happy with that. So we'll let that warm up. While we're doing that, ShopDog and I are enjoying a little muffin. I think neighbor Jeff will be here in a minute, and we're going to see what's going on with this car here. Okay, so she's up to 170 and just 172 now. Yeah, she hasn't opened yet. She's pressurized, but she has not opened yet. So we'll see how this goes. But just want to make sure we don't have any leaks or drips or any other issues. And want to make sure that that impeller that looks so cool works as well as we think it does. I like how quickly she warms up though. Okay, still no leaks on the ground. That's always good. It's been sitting here for a while, hanging at 181. That's what we like to see. So I think at this point I'm going to shut her down. And oh, let me also verify that we have heat in the hose. Yes, we do. So, all right. I think we might have that licked. So, no, Diesel will be here in a little bit and we'll get cracking on this stuff. Okay, while they're trying to figure out what's going on in the other room, Diesel is laying out all his new parts. Notice the lack of hole drilled in here. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to add one, but that's, you know, just the way it goes. Wow, look at that.
That sacked
might be time to replace that. Good thing we're planning on it. Won't need this bolt for the spring pocket because we won't be using that. Oh, it's got new sleeves too. That's good.
Yeah, sleeves came with the kit. All the tie rod ends.
Yeah,
it's
nice new idler. Okay, before you do anything, verify that these look exactly the same. You know, everybody looks right. Yeah. I honestly think though the place you're starting isn't right. Oh, look at that! It even came with new cross shafts. Did not expect that. That just made our life easier because now we can cut the old ones. So if you want to dig these guys out, it's time to set up a press, and I'll show you how to get those out. It's never fun, but it's not the end of the world. You got to show the customer your work. So he was just looking at it. He's been in here working. So we're going to let him see just how nicely everything runs. So you can see. Ah, that just runs so nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But they've been in here taking stuff apart. Him and Sid. Been getting things cleaned up. Yeah, Sid's out there working. You can see him. All right, ShopDog says these guys are acting like absolute monkeys. Look at this. It's like a comedy show around here. So they're slowly getting this half shaft off, which is strange because, you know, personally, I would have just bolted that in the vise and took the gun and popped it off. But instead, they're having fun.
Well, we got a $100,000 car on the other side, so we don't want to screw around.
It's just a car. It's just a car. All right, let's go check on the yokels, see how they're doing in here. All right. Okay. Oh, they're getting ready to pop some rivets. Yep, I'll go get an air hammer for them. Look at that. Look how effective they are. They got that one out. They're getting close to getting this one out. Always learned, if you want to do the center punch, make it flat.
Make it flat.
Yep. Eventually the cross shaft's going to hit this, or it's going to come loose.
Okay.
Either of those options is fine.
There it just dropped out?
It just dropped through. So what you want to do now is release it back, and then we'll go to something that's smaller to fit here. Okay. Actually, in this case, normally you can't do this, but in this case, it's not that hard because this bushing is so bad. Okay. Okay, get back on there.
Ready?
Yep. And then we're hoping that doesn't just flare, that it pushes. It shouldn't be in there that hard. We're gonna run out of room eventually, but there you go.
Keep going.
Yep. Okay, she's pushing, and now she's got some touch.
Keep going.
Okay, yep. I'll tell you if it's starting to flare instead of go. Okay, now loose. Loose that, yep, that is now out.
So success on this. Look at that.
So that is now out. Now both of these, normally this doesn't just pop out, but they did on both of these. So now we get the fun.
Put the.
We're gonna put that in there. And then we're gonna put probably this little guy here and a really long reach through that we're gonna have to grab together real quick. It's probably gonna look a lot like this, but I may have to do a little grinding. So we'll be back in just a minute. And as you can see, this is bloody terrifying. Because sooner or later, this is going to go doing and scare the crap out of us. But it's going. So we've got a weight distribution here, weight distribution here.
She's getting loose.
Yeah, she should be almost out. There she goes. Okay, it didn't explode. Okay.
Up.
Yep. So we got 1 out of 4. See how it is? Now, we should be able to just get in there and either pull it out by finger or whack it with a hammer. So we're going to do the exact same thing, going the other way. Hopefully it's going to work just as well. Except this time, I did like that better. So we'll set it up again. Okay, bring her up just a little so I can slip this cup in. Okay, bring her down.
Ready?
Coming down. Just so you know, like I said before, this is absolutely terrifying.
We on there now?
Yep, feels like it. No, a little offset. Let me smack that a little.
What are you doing here?
Making a tool.
Making a tool.
Yeah, that conduit's really sketching us out.
Yeah,
So I need this to be able to slide
to
inside,
slide over there.
but I don't want to just hog the whole thing off. Yep, she's almost out. And there you go. She's out. I should just finish pulling out my finger and we'll switch over to the other side. The conduit kept bending, so wow, that's hot. We had to make a fancy tool. So now you can see, just like before, only this time we may have to take in something and smack it. But this one's free now. That's all we care about. So we'll do that with a tool in a minute. We're gonna press this one, but I'm gonna climb under all that mess and get that thing that we just rolled away. Oh, I was gonna go get a magnet. Come on, guys.
Huh?
What do you think?
Work harder, not smarter? No, wait, the other way around.
Yeah, use magnets. They're awesome. You just need something to keep that from wanting to press in. I don't think these guys are thick enough.
Aaron, are these the new lowers from Frank's?
Yes, they are. We just got to get those out. But before we go to the press, let's see if we can just cup them out. But I got to figure out what fits in there as we're pressing. This size maybe. It's very important. So see, if I use this, that will push into the cup. So I got to go one size bigger.
So Aaron, on these control arms, you've got round on one side and what is that, oval on the other?
Oval on the other.
I've never seen that before. Is that common?
It's not very common, but you did see it in big cars. You never saw it on little bitty guys.
And you got the others out without using the press? Just hand tools?
Yeah, just like this. I'm going to go over one more cup. You got to spread the force, but you've also got to not impede that cup, or all you're going to do is bind.
Socket?
The other thing is we got to want to get a slightly wider socket.
You want one?
Yes, please.
Where are they?
Drawers open. You'll see.
Okay.
So we're in there, Aaron, that socket in there keeps those two.
Yeah, it keeps the walls from caving in. So like over here, we use this right here, and then it would slightly start to push and then stop because you can see it's just a C channel.
Yep.
Now, this is the first one of the oval ones we've tried, so we don't know how easy it's going to go. It looks like I'm actually just pushing the rubber out, but hey, one thing at a time. In fact, that's literally all I'm doing, it looks like. Yeah, we may wind up having to make a oval push. We'll see. Yeah, see, it hasn't slid the cup at all. All it's doing is pushing the rubber on this one. So, we'll just loosen her up a little, recover our socket, and find something that just hits those edges. Actually, we'll probably start with just the washer at first. Once it's moving, then we can get crazy about the edges. You can see it just pushed that socket in the inner sleeve all the way in.
Best way to get that out? Pair of pliers?
What, the socket?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it'll
Come out?
probably come out. You know. Remember, at this end. Ooh. That was snug. Okay, remember we were talking about the corner?
Caught the corner.
It just caught the corner. That's why that was so hard to push. You'll also notice it had that sleeve almost all the way out. So there's our socket. So we'll go one cup up, which should put us right about here, it looks like. We need that cup to be hitting metal all the way around though. So that's probably our problem. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the washer, get it moving, and then we'll move over to the socket. So,
Alright.
we don't have to use the press. You don't want to.
Alright, we'll check back later. So that pop we just heard, that was that coming through?
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, we didn't catch that on camera, but
We'll try to get the next one.
Where
but
to go
you never
here?
know.
there it is.
The
So
important thing being, yeah, that's out. We figured it out. We needed a slightly bigger cup even still. So, it's nice having that.
What's that for? Slot for?
Well, so you can see, but sometimes you also have something going in because this is for meant on, pulling bushings on car and stuff.
Okay.
Why you ask so many questions, Sid? You trying to steal my job?
I have to learn.
Yeah, you're trying to steal my job. Let's see how this is.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Gotta have your anti-crusher, though. Let's see if this one goes as easy.
I can hear it.
Oh, it is moving. You
Yep.
can see the line getting bigger there. Problem I'm running into here is I'm almost out of range on. Okay, so now my washer is hard up against this frame, but it doesn't matter because now I can swap it and socket. Honestly, I think it's out enough and whack it. So close, you can see it's almost there. But now we were just hitting the point where this washer was pressing against the flat. So now we just go back to our good friend the socket, like we had to on the round ones, and finish popping her now that she's moving. Because it shouldn't really be that hard to move. Problem is it might also move that center shaft. We don't know. Oh, she's moving. There she goes. And it's just that easy. Installation is just the opposite. Except scarier.
without the pop?
Oh no, there's a pop.
Oh.
Yeah. There's always a pop. Remember, friction fit. So you can see that's from friction fit. So, there you go. These were pretty bad.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Diesel's cleaning those up so that when we go to press them, they go in real nice. You can see he's cleaned those up. He just cleaned this one and he just took the other one. Now, we're not looking for showroom on this car, so he's not too worried about that. But we are looking for functional. So, yeah. So we're going to get set up on figuring out how we want to press these in.
All right, typical shop Sunday. Lots of folks over, hanging out. And I think bushings are going in the lower or upper control arms. Looks like lower control arms here. We got one of them in. Oh, that weird oval one is in, huh?
Yeah, we did those. Those were not very fun, but they went in fine. And now we're setting up our next push. We need a little tension before we got to space that or it'll crush. So we're just getting everybody lined up, no tension on them. And then we're going to give a little space right here. Don't think we need the second one, but we're going to knock it in anyway. Okay. And with any luck, this one goes as well as the other side did, but you never know.
She going?
I'm still getting the tension in. Something's happening. I don't know if it's going yet or not. Something's happening. Sure is not fun. Oh boy, that's a lot more tension than I prefer. Let's just take a peek and make sure we're not breaking anything. Well, it's always going to push the rubber down. Nothing you can do about that. I want to make sure that this cup is sitting square. Boy, for a minute there, I thought that was blood. And I checked, and it isn't.
What is it?
Don't know. Could be grease that I squeezed out of something. Well, she's coming through. You can see. It is coming in. It's just coming in really hard. Okay. But remember, you only get one shot, and then you get to buy new ones. So, taking an extra minute.
And what's money to an oil sheik?
Yeah, yeah. Oil Chic would have a different car.
Oil Chic wouldn't be here doing this.
Mm-mm.
Isn't that what their minions are for?
Mm-hmm.
Crap, am I a minion?
I was just thinking, if I'm a minion too, is the wife the Oil Chic?
Yeah, this is all for her dog.
All for Pixie's dog. The mighty, mighty Mushka.
You get that dog?
That's her dog.
You got a new one?
No, not yet.
No. Cut! No extra dogs!
Now it's going in, huh?
Yep, don't know why.
Oh.
But it's going in better. So it must have just wanted that repositioning.
Aaron, what's the name of the other beer that's here?
One is Dark Father and one is Fight 'em.
Yeah, the one on the left is Fight 'em, right?
No, the one that says Dark Father is Dark Father. The one that says enough is Fight 'em. Fight 'em is that Jamaican stout. All right. And just like that, we're now set up to do the other one. The ones with the cross shafts in them, they're a little less fun. That's why we haven't done those yet.
So that's ready for paint then.
Paint and a ball joint.
Okay.
And obviously that little rubber guy. So we're going to do one more. Rinse and repeat.
So now what are we doing?
Well, now we want to hang this real quick so that we can do the shock work. But like always, we're going to have to open these
Open those up? Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah, I've got a tool around here somewhere.
All right.
But yeah, the old one's being so collapsed, there's a ridge in here. So it's literally just some nuts on a threaded rod and some washers. You open it up real quick. Because what we want to do is pin it, hang a shock, and find out where the hole really actually should be.
So you're saying with your fancy tool, you're not banging on those those
No,
spots.
we'll just spread them apart. It's real easy. It's just a little physics. And just hit that.
All right, you want to explain what you're doing there?
Okay, we're planning, over the years all this gets wound, and if you recall, we had to actually smack these guys out, which is not unusual. So now, all we have to do is open these pockets back up. Well, an easy way to do that, if you don't want to get out your pour towel that you'd hate anyway, is just a little physics, little applied physics right here. So we've got all thread, a couple hefty washers, some nuts. We just drive the nuts apart, and eventually something's going to give. And in this case, it should be these little ears. They should open right up. So I'll just sit here and monkey with this for a few. Okay. And snug her back up. If you really had to hit a mark, you could make a little test gauge piece, but I'm just going to open it a little bit, and then we'll pop it back out and see if that bushing actually fits in there.
Did the back one need it as well?
Oh yeah, these always get bent. And I've probably made 10 of these tools over the years, and you can never find them again. And then push a little further than you think. Remember, it can all go back together real easy later when you clamp it all back in. So now, I'm just going to loosen her back a little bit. You'll notice she's still under spring tension. So always go further than you think you have to. So now, should just be able drive that one all the way down here. Pull that one out. Slide that out. Which sometimes fits, sometimes doesn't. You know, but that should tell me if I'm going to get this in here now. See, now that one gets in there.
Yeah,
so
nice.
now I'm going to do the front one. Because remember, the new ones aren't all crushed down like the old ones were. These are brand new. So this sure beats beating on the arms. You know, you just don't need to do that every time. This one's fun. And this is why we have this pre-pinned right now, is because we wanted to look at this. You can see where they put this tower. For starters, okay, you think to yourself, okay, you know, it's in line right here for up and down here. Remember, this is as far down as that goes. As it goes up to the bump stop, it wants to be here. Well, as it comes down, I'm watching that. If this is too snug, this is going to break. This isn't a spherical or a hind joint or anything. So we want to think about this for a little bit. We're probably altering something. We don't know what yet. We got to work that out. But what we don't want is another broken control arm or a bent shock rod. You know? So this may be more than just welding on a washer and drilling a hole. We're not sure yet. Because they had their hole way back here under an awful lot of stress right here. And you can see the shock body is here, the rod is here. This isn't snug. So if that was snug, the shock would actually want to be here, way up here, which of course is ahead of the spring moment. So we're going to go get educated and figure out what we need to do. We're really hoping it doesn't involve removing these. But if it does, it does. You know, it is what it is. I know. I don't like that option either. But there's no point in doing this and having it break again. I don't want to do this again. But that's one of the things we wanted to know. So I think for the rest of what we're doing right now, we're going to get the other one hung, like we did this, you know, get the thing spread out, get it hung. And then we're going to focus on these uppers and then get educated on what we're supposed to do here. Because that's not right. It's under attention no matter what. And I don't think shocks like that. Okay, got the other one hung on there and sitting. So he's going to look up some instructions and get educated. I'm going to look at these arms in just a minute and push those in. These are never fun. The ones with the actual shafts. One side goes in easy, the other side never does. The one using that, but we're going to probably try this ring on the second one. That's always terrifying. Presses are scary, but he's now got that upper. We're going to do this one. We use the old cross shaft to not only create the tool for pushing out, but also to act as our spanner, because when we start going in, we need that to keep this distance square. Otherwise, as we're pushing here, this is just going to want to bend. And this is just how terrifying this whole setup is. So it's almost seated. He's got a couple more cranks. ShopDog says so much is going on today. One of the things, we've been looking at some data logs from the runner, and this yellow is ignition timing as commanded by the ECU. And as the RPM is coming up and as the throttle position is opening, it falls off and hangs. And we don't know why. So he's trying to find a way to spook it to take control away by locking it, but I don't know if it'll let him. Kevin's over here sharpening some drill bits.
What are we doing here?
I'm just doing a little catch-up filming.
There you go.
You know, I got all that stuff put away because all the bushings are pushed. The ball joints are all on. And we're learning what we're going to do here. I have an odd suspicion that there's welding involved, and I'm not happy about it, but what do you do? Oh, and we haven't run this car in a while, so we might want to pressurize it one more time and let it run. And then I think the cooling system will be considered good at that point.
Yeah,
don't you, ShopDog? Says, I don't know. So remember, don't hit the brake.
No brake.
Don't turn the steering wheel. Okay, she should fire right up. See, it's cool again. It's 80 degrees, which is what it is here. So this will be the third heat cycle. If there's no leaks at this point, there's no leaks.
Let's take it to 180.
Yeah, it'll be there in about 11, 12 minutes. Yeah, it warms up pretty quick now too. I don't know why that is. Oh, the clutch fan.
That's a clutch fan,
Yeah, clutch fan, duh. So, yeah, we'll just let this warm up. And then in the other room, we're doing our other heat cycle test, looking for liquids, watching temp. Also, it's not that cold today. It's in the 80s. As you can see, we're hanging 183. It's been running a little bit. So the big thing is, everything still looks nice and straight and dry. I don't see any liquids anywhere. So this will be our third heat cycle, and after that, you know how it is around here, that means it works. Okay, we're gonna call it a day, but Diesel's gonna give you a quick update on where we're at in here.
So Sid helped me get these ball joints put on right. Thanks, Sid. And we're fussing here with how this shock is going to get attached. It's pretty clear to us that the crack in the passenger side control arm was very much from the fact that these are not very well in plane. So we're going to have to think about what we're going to do with this attachment here, see if we have to move it or not.
Yeah, unfortunately, we already know we're cutting those out, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, especially since, you know, you look here, this was already cut out. This is, you know, the wheel arch here. And do we have to cut any more of this out? We got this nice rubber in here, and yeah, that's painful.
Well, we'll look and see also, can we make judicious bends? We're not sure yet. Maybe we can tie a sleeve in there and do a little bending. We got to think this through, because I don't want this to fail again in a year.
Yeah, you know, think about this system was only on, you know, for 2 years.
A couple hundred miles.
When you think about it, the computer tells us the car was started about 2,000 times with the system in it. It failed pretty darn quick. So we can't have that happen here.
No. The one, we don't want to do this again.
Yep.
2, we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
So let's think it through. So whether it comes down to we actually have to weld a structure to the arm, or whether we're moving those, we got to think about that, because I'm not happy with this. See, these are, okay, so vertical would be here. They're probably 5 degrees inboard towards here. Well, as that cycles, it's not where it wants to be. So we've got to figure out what the arc is, where this should be, And honestly, can we just get a Heim joint for that? But I doubt that. I doubt that in a cost-effective manner.
Yeah, in the end game, this pivot point here has got to be in line with where it hits here, and that's just not the right spot for it.
Yeah, because if we beef up the arm, as we're planning to do, instead of the arm cracking, now this bends.
Yeah.
Or this starts to bow. Yeah. You know, something is going to give. Mm-hmm. So why don't we just take that side load out of it?
Do it right.
Yeah, which of course is why, you know, from the factory the shock would be mounted here, but can't do that in an air spring. Yeah. So we got to think on that, discuss that a little bit. We've gotten several heat cycles now. We even fired the Impala for a little bit because why not? It's gorgeous out. A little sticky, but not too bad. Yeah, this car just works. So we just want to make it safe, make it last. So at this point, I got to say,
thanks for watching.